All right, here with Bayside head football coach John White as Marlins defeat the Tallwood Lions on the road tonight, 41-13 to even their record to 1-1 overall. Well, Coach, special team spark for you out of the gate. You had it a week ago with Halim Harnett to begin the second half. Didn't make it stick for the game tonight. He had an 85-yard kickoff return, and the sophomores a pleasant spark plug, if you will, for your team and an X factor.
Yeah, our top end speed this year is we're a little bit faster. Leon does some good things carrying the ball. Halim is a national track guy. He does some very, very good things. So we know that him in space, once he gets behind the edge, he can do some really, really good things. So we're just glad that he understands what he's doing, so he can do it aggressively.
288 yards rushing tonight. That's probably the most you've had since, dare we say, a couple years? What's that?
Daryl Seals, maybe.
Daryl Seals,
yeah,
okay,
maybe.
going back. I was going to say Taquan Smoke Mizell might be an answer to that too, but what's that mean to have that type of performance on the ground and do it where you had multiple guys touch the ball, not just Harnett? You mentioned Leon Griffin III, the Duke committed, took over that third quarter, even sprinkling in Jordan Henderson. You had multiple backs behind an offensive line that stepped up in the second half tonight.
It was an emphasis that we wanted to make all season because there was a lot of pressure put on Mike. He can make any day on throw, but if he always has to throw the ball, that's a lot. I don't care if it's Sean Mitchell or anybody. That's tough. So if you got a run game, that helps you out a whole lot. There was a big spark by Rasan Arzola and of course Mike at right before half, which is big. Put us up 21-6, I believe, or 21-0, I forget. The O-line, if they're plugging away and flying to it, we can do some really, really big things. So that really changes the dynamic and allows us to control, the rhythm of the game.
You've had some close games in recent years with Tallwood. I think you've led the series 6-4 going into tonight, the last 10 meetings. But right before the half, you mentioned it. You got to stop. You actually had a pick at the goal line. I think it was by Ralph Parker.
Yeah, Ralph Parker.
And then you had that 4th and 10 player for the break, Mike Myers finding, I think it was that where he felt right, Rosan Arzola. And then you begin the second half with that. How much is finishing halves, quarters, starting quarters, halves, and answering scores with scores a big deal for you guys? Because I think both the times they did score tonight, you answered with a quick score as well.
Just intrinsic motivation. If the guys know that they can do it, they'll move differently. If someone thinks that they can't do something, they'll move in a passive manner. Our guys were able to do some things in an aggressive manner tonight because of their intrinsic belief. As simple as that.
I get the sense that you're pleased with the effort. They accomplished the mission tonight, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. In particular, Tallwood did run for 173 yards, and they're no pushover. They do have a couple of good backs as well. What is defensively playing a lot of sophomores, I think, on that side of the ball. Is that a big thing to get them to grow up and mature a little bit?
Yes, sir. We are, but like I said, when we had Taraja, Mitchell, and Trey Jones, and no one cares about how old you are. We have a sophomore DN that's pretty good, but he went down. We have a junior and 2 sophomore linebackers are doing some pretty big things. Joe Peterson is playing okay. He can play better. He knows when he makes an error and knows exactly what to do when he makes a great play. So we just have to put that stuff together because, like I said, if folks are running the ball on you, that opens some big things up for you. I think that last week versus Salem was able to sustain drives with yards, gains of 2, gains of 3, gains of 4. And then Scooter did some very, very smart things with us on the edge. Coach Williams did a good job with that. If we can stop those run plays and force people to throw, I think we can cause some issues. And, Ralph had a big play. We got a smart defense. It's just they got to get out of their own way sometimes.
Lastly, a chance to go to 2-1. You take on the Cox Falcons next week, led by the Pro Football Hall of Famer Alan Faneca. He's got 2 dynamite players in Jordan Cooper, Gerard Johnson, both with scholarship offers, and you've had some tough battles with him in recent years. How pivotal is this game on your march to moving forward and getting in the playoffs, making some noise?
Discipline as always. We beat them. That'll give us a big old spark, help us roll. It'll be a big win for the community just due to the fact that they're just always right on the spot. If you play good football, you play smart football, you'll beat Cox. If you make a mistake, they'll capitalize. Simple as that. So I think it's one of those things where I think this group, mentality-wise, emotion-wise, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine, especially given the fact that we display that we can run the ball, and we display versus a good Salem D-line that we can run the ball on them as well. We just got away from it with some poor snaps due to injury and stuff. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to grow exponentially.
Well, a better finishing effort tonight for the Marlins as they move to 1-1. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.